Hello, my name is Sharon C. Jenkins, and I'm the Master Communicator, and I am the Inspirational Principal for Mac Writing Services. We have been in business for the last 10 years, but I've been on this authorpreneur journey for over 16 years. And one of the reasons why I believe that authorship is so very important, and I've really centered my life around authorpreneurship and equipping other people to be authorpreneurs, successful authorpreneurs, by giving them a firm foundation that they can launch and build off of, is because I recognize the value in you accomplishing your goals and your visions. Now, some of the things that we set out in our hearts to do when we are authors may not be quite as realistic as we would like them to be, because I can't tell you the number of times that I've run into an author who has said, or an aspiring author who has said, my book is going to be a New York Times bestseller. Well, if that's your goal and that's your vision, you need to know properly what you need to do in order to posture yourself to get on the New York Times bestselling list. So that's what authorpreneurship does. Authorpreneurship gives you a realistic view of what you can do in regards to your mission and your vision for your particular book project. And the concept is still mystical to some people because the word authorpreneurship is new. It hasn't been around for, I would say, about 7 years. I wrote the book in 2004, and I fell in love with the concept then because I was actually sitting in a business meeting, networking meeting, with people who I knew were authors, and when they asked them to stand up, anyone who had a business, the author sat down. And I was wondering, well, we're in business, we're business people. So I decided to put a ring on it and to name it what it really is. We are authors who are entrepreneurs who desire to either get our message across to a nation or to the world, or we have a cause that we're supporting, or we want to make some money with these books. And that's the whole gist of why I do what I do. Because I know if you have a good start, you're going to have a great finish. So before you start a business, you need to have a business plan. Before you start your book project, you need to have an author's business plan. Because you need to talk to that book and you need to say to that book, you're going to do this for me. And whatever that this is, you need to determine what that is, and how do you get from the declaration to the actual manifestation of what it is that you want to see that book do. That's called authorpreneurship. Well, I told you a little bit about my journey as an entrepreneur and why I came up with this concept. And since then, a lot of people have embraced the concept, but it's not as broad as it should be. And that's my mission. My mission is to help you get a better understanding of the business side of writing so that you can master that side and see your book vision or your book dream come true. Now, I wrote this book in 2004, and this is like the third edition, and I'm about to redo this book because this industry is constantly evolving, and I want to make sure that in your business startup manual for authors, you have the most current information. In addition to this book, I'm introducing a new course called Mastering Authorpreneurship, and I'd like you to take advantage of that. If you are thinking about writing a book, don't put the pen to paper. Count the cost of writing a book and think about what it is that you want to do with your book. Do a vision board, do a dream sheet surrounding your book. Speak life to it and give it a destination. Don't just do a book so that it can sit in your library or sit in the back of your car trunk or in your garage. And then I did some additional research and I identified 14 authorpreneurs who are really rocking the industry. And I put them in a book called Are You a Super Author? And they put their stories in here, the good, the bad, and the ugly, because they wanted to empower you to have a great foundation. So I mentioned to you that I've talked to and worked with hundreds of authors. I've done podcasting, I've done radio shows for authors, I've done interviews for authors in national arenas, I've done showcases, I've run contests, I've published authors, the list goes on and on. And I wanted to share with you some of my authors. This book is by Matisha Sherman, Unconditional Love. We actually helped her design the cover, the interior of the book. We did editing with her. She's a first-time author and she's written a great story about empowering you to embrace your spiritual journey. And next I have Live Fully by Jasmine Anderson. We actually did a photo shoot with her so that she could get the cover that she desired. We did the layout on her book, and we also did a journal that accompanies this book. We've done cookbooks, and I want to share with you one of our pride and joy, Chef James, Food, Family, and Friends. And as you can see, Chef James is Mexican, and he's written a Mexican cookbook full of the wonderful traditional Mexican recipes, those things that you go to a Mexican restaurant and wonder, well, how do you make this? All you need to do is get Chef James' book and you'll be good to go. And last but not least, we have this beautiful photo book that we've designed, In Search of the Authentic Lisa A. Thomas, our very first photo book. And in this book, you will see pictures of this beautiful woman who has decided to share her journey for true authenticity with you. So we've done novels, we've done nonfiction, we've turned dissertations into books. We've had a vast, broad experience. And we want to bring that vast, broad experience to you and to your book journey. So my name is Sharon C. Jenkins. I'm a master communicator. And if you have an authorpreneur in you, let us help bring it to fruition. Let us help empower you to master this authorpreneurship journey. Happy writing.